Facilitation Service podcasts. This morning I'm meeting with Natalie and Jared from Hellfire Marine and Fabrication. Now I've got the name right, there's no engineering in there, is there, Nat?
It's all good.
All right, cool. I'll get straight into the questions then. So, Jared, can you tell me a little bit about your business? Basically put it into a 30-second elevator pitch for us.
Yeah, marine and fabrication, so boat building, anything aluminium-wise, really. Yeah, we do things properly, good quality. Yeah, trailers, ute trays. Pretty much over the last 10 years, anything you can build with aluminium, we've done it. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So what makes you guys different or better than your competition?
Quality. Yep, service, quality, communication with the client, honesty. Yep.
It's really important that the customer is a part of the journey. So from the very beginning, it's a huge investment. So they know what's going on, they're a part of the plan, they're constantly updated, they get to come in regularly and see the build so that they're a part of it or make slight changes if they need. So they are acknowledged all the way through the process. They're not kept in the dark from anything.
Cool. So they end up with the boat, the trailer, the whatever it is made out of aluminium that they really wanted.
Absolutely.
Cool. So how did this business idea begin?
How did it begin? I can't remember many years ago now, but we moved to a small town in Esperance, and there was no boat builders down there. And I thought, well, you know, I'd had a lot of experience in boat building in Perth before that, and I thought, well, I'll start up down there. So that's how basically it started. Yep.
And having done recruitment many years ago down in Esperance, I can tell you that there's some welders down there that can burn aluminium. So
yeah, that's about it. No, all good.
There was a definite market there for the product that we were trying to put out there, which wasn't the willy-nilly slapped together type stuff. It was the quality that you'd pay a little bit extra for, like a sports car on water is the analogy that we often used, is that people either want the cheapest, and that's fine, you get what you pay for, and then there was a market there that were quite happy to invest more because they knew that, and they wanted that quality. They wanted to be offered the option to be able to spend up and get the latest electronics for their boats and things like that. So that's the market that we actually fell into.
Okay, so look, I imagine, you could have gone and done that for somebody else who was already there. What made you want to go into self-employment?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, you've got to have passion is the number one thing to have your own business. That's the top of the pile. Passion, yeah, and then from that, you know, you get work ethic and stuff like that. But if you've got passion for something and you really want to achieve it, then it can be done.
And I think if you've researched as well, like we spent a bit of time researching the market, working out, you know, the boat situation down there, were there boats, the tourism market, the existing businesses that were there. So we didn't try and tap into a market that was already populated. So with that research and Jared's passion and also his experience as well, like he'd been in Perth and had been exposed to building a lot more than a lot of the welders down there had ever been exposed to, and he'd had the training that they hadn't had. So we had to really value that, and he found it hard to see that, but myself and others in the area that were purchasing from us could clearly see that there was a real difference in the quality. Okay,
so I think you've almost answered my next question, which was, how does this all fit with your previous business experience?
Yeah, well, basically worked for boat builders in Perth over sort of 10 years, and got to see how to do things properly, how to do things quickly,
how to not do things.
Yeah, how to not do things. Yeah, so it's all a learning curve, you know. You try and suck in as much information as you can, good ideas, bad ideas, and take out of that what you can, really.
Okay. Yeah, look, I find that really interesting. So I often say to people, you know, the best baker in town doesn't necessarily run the best bakery. So it sounds to me like you learned a lot from the people that you'd worked for previously.
Yeah,
that experience
and still learning as well. You know, you learn off every person that walks in the door. You know, like you get guys coming in with 30, 40 years experience in boating, fishing, commercial guys, and you've got to listen to those guys because they've got more knowledge than anybody. So it's you're always learning.
Okay, so if those guys want it built a certain way, there's a certain reason why they want that.
Correct. Yes.
And actually, I guess that you can then sell on to the next customer who doesn't have so much experience.
Well, you can offer the advice that you've heard. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, that sounds really cool. Okay, so who or what's been your biggest influences on your business journey so far?
Probably, like I said, the people you work for and work with, clients you work with, mentors is a big one. You don't it snuck up on me a little bit, but you don't realise the guys that I was talking about, you know, like guys in Esperance, for example, a few commercial fishermen that have become my friends. Take their advice. They're good at business. You know, everyone, successful business people, if you can get advice and have mentors, you can't go wrong, you know, because they've been there as well.
Yep, I guess they don't have to be doing the same business that you do to be able to give you good advice.
Yep, for sure.
And it's about valuing what your experience and your knowledge already, but then learning and taking everything from everybody else, because the more you do that, the more you grow and the better you can create a better business down the track as well.
Cool. All right, so surprises along the way in your business ventures? You know, what's the surprise and how did it shape your plans?
Probably got a few things written here, but probably word of mouth is a big one. I didn't realise was as strong as it can be. You know, how many people you get come in saying, "Oh, I heard so and so say this and that, and that's why I've come to you."
Well, we didn't really advertise. We spent the first sort of maybe few months having a budget to advertise, and then we just stopped. And our repeat and referral market was huge, and we just didn't realise. I mean, it does help that we lived in a small town. However, we had people from Kalgoorlie and Perth coming down to us to build their product. So it was really fascinating how, you know, we didn't need to advertise because I think the integrity that's there and the honesty, and people can see that, and then they share that with others, and it's free and it's something so powerful for your marketing. And we were very lucky. We still are that, you know, we're still starting out in a new location now, and we're still getting people from up north contacting us, hearing that people that have worked with us before. So that's really powerful.
Yeah,
it's a surprise.
The thing that you know, I've got clients from day one that are my friends. You know, so if you build a boat for someone or any product, you deal with them and they become friends, then you're doing something right. I reckon. And
obviously social media has changed so much over the last 10 years, and what a powerful medium that can be. And we put up, you know, a little video of towing out a boat of a shed, and, you know, it gets thousands and thousands of engagements because, you know, and that's for us, we've had to learn what works and what doesn't, and utilise that platform a little bit more because it just gives us wider exposure.
Yeah, well, I think anyone reckons a new boat coming out for the first time is pretty special.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, do you do the champagne over the prow of the boat? Oh.
Not.
Don't want to wreck the boat.
It's in the movies, man.
All right, cool. What are your goals for the next 6 months?
Probably expansion. Yeah. Yep. I reckon that's probably it for the next 6 months. It's been pretty busy with COVID and stuff happening. So just to get staff, get the right staff too is a big one. But yeah, just probably that's it really. Yeah. Yep. And marketing obviously as well. More work, more staff. You know, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so other than the champagne bottle over the boat, what's one myth about the industry that you'd love to dispel right now?
Yeah, you could probably see in front of you. A lot, and I've had people wanting to do work experience and stuff like that, build boats like it's a luxury item, you know, and it's
Well, it is luxury.
It is a luxury item, but the reality of that is
how dirty he is.
Sweat, hard, you know, it's hard work. Yeah, the perception to the reality is a fair bit different when you come into a workshop and you're welding in 40-degree heat in leathers. Yeah, it's a lot of it's hard work for sure.
Okay, all right. Now, of course, life isn't all about the successes. Have you had any failures along the way, and if so, what lessons did you learn from those?
My biggest failure, I've been told, is you got to charge accordingly for your quality and for your work. And I sometimes haven't valued that correctly. I've probably undervalued myself a fair bit over the years, and I've had, once again, clients that have become my friends saying you're too cheap, you're too cheap, you're too cheap all the time. So I guess that's a good, if you call it a failure, it's a good lesson to value your time and your product correctly.
Yeah, pricing yourself is really difficult in majority of businesses unless it's set. So it's about valuing your worth and not being afraid to not get every job. Sometimes you don't want the job if it's going to, you're not going to make money out of it because you've got expenses that you've got to cover. And it's never about ripping anybody off. It's just about a good value system. It's good value for the customer and it's a good value for your business so that you can pay the wages, pay all your overheads and still stay around. So that's been
that's the toughest juggle really in business, full stop.
Yep. Okay, now if someone was looking to get into self-employment and they walked in right now, what would be the one bit of advice you would give them?
Passion. You gotta have passion, and I've seen it. I've got friends that are in all different industries, and their success is based on passion and work ethic. Obviously, that follows, but it all follows in behind. If you're passionate about what you're doing,
if you love what you do,
you want to go to work every day, and you're not looking at the clock.
Look, I've always said that if someone's doing something they love doing, they're never going to work a day in their life.
Yeah, that's it. And don't get me wrong, when you're welding out frames of stringers on a boat and it's 40 degrees, it does feel like work. But if you're laying in bed at night and you've got things rolling through your head and it's a positive, then it's generally a good sign that you're passionate about what you're doing.
Cool. All right, so need to find a title for this podcast, obviously. What should we call it?
Probably Hellfire Quality First, I reckon. Something like that. Yeah,
that's better than the Nat show, which Nat was suggesting.
Which he wanted me to do, yeah.
All right, so if any of our listeners want to find your business, where would be the best place for them to look for you?
You can go on Facebook, obviously, or social media is a good one to see what we do. But
under Hellfire Boats.
Yeah, Hellfire Boats is our Facebook page, Hellfire Boats. But you can see Hellfire Marine and Fabrication at 17 Carbonate Road in Wangara.
Yeah, we're also working on a website at the moment, so that will be out shortly. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot more of our products. But we do have a lot of photos and things like that in our Facebook page. 24th
of next month, so what are we up to? 24th of March, I'm running a training day on how to design your website. So maybe you could come down and attend that one, Nat.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much for your time this morning, guys. And I'll let you get back out into the heat to do some welding.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.